On Ignition Radio with me, Les Snaith. This morning we are joined by an author called A.S.Chambers, and he is the creator of a book called Sam Spallucci, Shadows of Lancaster. Are we there?
I'm here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are we today?
Oh, just about woken up, halfway through my coffee, and I've got a cat running manically around the house. So
well.
It's good. The usual morning.
So, this book, which is about something lurking in the shadows of Lancaster.
That's right. It actually hits the streets today. Today is its publication date. So if you go onto my website, A.S.Chambers.co.uk, and follow the links, you should eventually find it. I've not quite tidied everything up there, but it's regarding my long-suffering investigator of the paranormal, Sam Spallucci, who first saw the light today back in 2012 in the casebook of Sam Spallucci. And it's I wouldn't say it's lighthearted, it's a good romp. You know, it's a mixture of horror, urban fantasy, and film noir with splashes of Douglas Adams-style humour in there as well. So he ends up being abducted by satanic sitcom actors who try to sacrifice him by committee, or babysit a newborn vampire which has been abandoned by his mother, that sort of thing.
Sounds very, very interesting.
Thank you.
So, if we want to go and purchase this book, you've said it's been published today. Where can we find a copy of this book?
At the moment, you'll be able to Google it on Amazon. So if you, I put in a little search, I know, like A.S.Chambers, Sam Spallucci, Shadows of Lancaster. It literally hit cyberspace this morning. So I'm sort of like chasing myself, catching up, trying to get various links in various places. That's the most generic at the moment. Alternatively, you could go onto my website, like I say, A.S.Chambers.co.uk. There are links to my Amazon page and bits and bobs there. Or you could even just look me up on Twitter or Facebook. Again, links are on the website.
Absolutely brilliant. So, what inspired you to write such a novel?
Oh, gosh. Well, I mean, the whole Sam Spallucci universe has been sort of like in the making for many, many years. He first came about when I was a teenager. I was sat in the back of a boring chemistry lesson, and I came up with this sort of like detective thing where the chap ends up chasing a werewolf, gets bitten by the werewolf and turns into one, and ends up having to kill himself to save everybody. And I gave it to my best mate to read, and he says, "Well, that sounds a bit like Sam Spade meets the Wolfman." And I thought, "Oh, it does a bit, I suppose, it does a bit." And I thought, well, I can't really call my book Sam Spade because that would be, that's been done already. But we had a lass in our class called Maria Gallucci, so I took her name, I took Sam Spade, and I sort of blended the two together and went with Sam Spallucci, and started writing stories about those, so like, when I was a teenager, and put them away and didn't think anything else about it until I sort of like hit many, many years later, and I ended up in Lancaster. And Lancaster is just a fantastic place because it's a city, but it's not a city as sort of like lots of other cities in the UK. It's small, there's little nooks and crannies where you expect things to be going on, and this sort of like got my brain ticking into overdrive, and Sam was effectively resurrected, and I started basing his stories here, and the rest of the say is history. There's now 3 Sam Spallucci books out. Shadow's been the third. The first one was Casebook, the second one was Ghosts from the Past, and there's a couple of little short story collections which do sort of expanded universe as well as standalones as well, and it's going great. People seem to enjoy them, so I keep on writing them.
It's brilliant. So you're giving us a synopsis of your latest book. Is there any way that we can get an extract from it before we go and buy it in the shops, or even on Amazon?
Eventually there will be one on Amazon. They do their little look inside thing. I've got to get round to sorting that out later on next week. But there is certainly extracts on there for Casebook Sam Spallucci and Sam Spallucci Goes From the Past. So if people want to have a little mooch, they can have a little look on there.
Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Well, I'm going to head over to your site now. I'll post links on my Twitter page, my Facebook page, and also I'll pass them over to our fantastic team in the office here at Ignition Radio, and we'll get that published on our website as well.
That's lovely. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Been a pleasure.
Brilliant. Good luck.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care now. Bye-bye.